All right. That's right. That's right, everyone. Woo. We are back. We're back. Oh, feels nice, huh? Feels really good to be playing music every day. Thank goodness for that, huh? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here today at The Buzz. I want to get us into the Phrygian Mode today. We can look at it as an expansion of the major scale, all right? We can look at it as the scale that begins on the third scale degree, right? So let's take the key of, I don't know, F? You thought I was going to say C, didn't you? No, not this time. We're not going to do the key of C. Do you want to do the key of C? All right, we'll do C. We'll do C and F, right? Those are the two parent keys that we'll draw from today. So if you're in C major, all natural notes again, right? No flats, no sharps. Third scale degree is E. Let's take an E in first position. That one. There we go. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So it's kind of sorrowful, right? It's still made up of the notes that come from this, which is kind of sprightly, isn't it? You know, a little bit upbeat. It's an uplifting sounding scale. All right, hopefully I'll be able to control my laughter today. Sometimes I get into these fits, I just can't stop. All right, so let's do that 2 octaves, E, F, G. We have this E and the D string, right? But I'm going to continue on the D string and play an F. All right, so I've got 3 notes in that string. Going on to the next string, I'm going to play 3 more pitches, G, A, and B. Open string, 2nd fret, 4th fret, right? And then the next string, so I've already played B right here. I'm not going to play open B again. It's redundant. Unless you're looking for that effect. You know, you don't want it to be like... and then continue. You know, you want it to be like... oh. A continuation of the original melodic thought, right? Okay, I should pick every note. That was kind of sloppy on the descending portion. What do you think? All right, so the Phrygian idea, again, off the third scale degree of whatever major key you're in. I like to also regard the Phrygian scale as being related to the minor scale, right? So if we're playing the E Phrygian scale, you can also kind of relate it to E minor. In that, you know, in the key of E minor, there's 1 sharp being F sharp, so it would be like this. So it's just that 1 note that's different in each octave. So what I sometimes tell people that are interested in hearing about it, I tell them, think of the E minor scale, but just flatten the 2nd scale degree. So now instead of having F sharp, right, here, now I'll have F natural. So when you flat the F sharp and you make it F natural, now all the notes of the scale are natural. And now we can start talking again about the fact that it's derived from the key of C, or that it's related to the key of C, or that it's related to A minor, which is the relative minor of C, right? Too much? All right. We'll do that again at some point. So let's take this idea into different parts of the fingerboard now, shall we? Let's go to the E on the A string, E on the 5th string, 5th string E. Play the same sort of the same intervals. We'll go half step to a whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. All right. So we have a half, 3 wholes, half, whole, whole. 2 holes at the end. Right? Is that what it says? Okay. 2 octaves, you say? All right. Let's do this slowly. 2 octaves. Quite nice. Let's start with with the same E, but with our fourth finger, and we'll play one octave. I know. You're probably saying to yourself, "Oh, good grief! Now I got to learn this scale like in 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 tree ways." Yeah, you do. But I wouldn't think of it as being like learning a new pattern. Try to visualize the notes that you're playing. Guitar players are notorious for this. They memorize patterns rather than playing over the appropriate chord. Not all guitar players. I'm just saying like people that are brand new to the instrument and they catch wind of the idea, oh, I can play this pattern to get this sound. But like the minute that the chord progression starts getting complex, or you start talking about key changes, or playing certain scales over certain chords in the progression for melodic purposes, then that's typically when the meltdown begins. Like, oh, God. It was my understanding there would be no math. Let's do it a different way. Let's see. Let's start with the second finger on that same E. Good grief. This is just getting maniacal now. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Start with this E. So, oh, that was minor. I had F sharp. F natural. Probably recognize that as being the second half of this scale. Gives me a different finger. Cool. Let's do 4 notes per string, starting on that E. Mostly 4 notes per string, but just to get 3 octaves. Fun with guitar. Okay, let's do another. Let's take this E right here on the 12th fret of the low E string, and just within one position, let's call this mostly 9th position with one stretch back to the 8th. Right. So again, you guys probably recall this. Talk much? You guys probably recall this. That's what I meant to say. That positions on the guitar are shown to us by where the first finger lies. If your first finger's on the 5th fret, you're in 5th position, 2nd position, 6th position, 1st, 11th. Like I said, mostly 9th position for this craziness. E, F, G, A, B, C. Right, so now we're in 9th position right here. Stay in 9th. Shift to 10th. Stay in 10th. Slowly. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. I love you too. Thank you. Let's do a laterally shifting scale. We're going to take this same E and go back this way to find another E. Perhaps that one, or this one. We'll go 2 octaves, right? 1 octave. Oh, that was silly. Who does that? Back and forward again. Anyway, you can do whatever you want. So where does Phrygian belong? Okay. You've learned a handful of incarnations of the scale. So what do you do with it? What happens now? So the simplest answer is this: when you're using the 3 chord in a major key or a 5 chord in natural minor, it ends up being E minor or E minor 7, some sort of offshoot of that harmony. So you would use the Phrygian scale over that. You might recall having some discussion either here at the Buzz or elsewhere with other players or teachers or whatever, that chords are symbolized by Roman numerals. So if you're playing the 3 chord, it's built off the 3rd scale degree, right? So the Phrygian scale, like we said before, the Phrygian scale is the same deal. You build it off the 3rd scale degree, off and running. Let's say we're in the key of F. What's the 3rd scale degree? A. All right. Good job, audience. Good work. So if you're in the key of F, there's 1 flat. So basically, you're playing all natural notes starting on the 3rd scale degree, with the exception of B flat, right? Here's where guitar playing becomes troublesome, because once you learn the Phrygian scale, or any scale for that matter, or an arpeggio shape or a chord shape, you can start moving it around to get different sounds. So just always be aware of what key you're in. Do your best. Key of F. Here's the A. Phrygian begins on this note. Right? All natural notes except for the B flat. A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A. And it continues. B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A. Ah, glorious. So we can do this all day long. Do you want to do it all day long? You guys have things to do. I'm sympathetic to that, but do your best with this silliness, huh? Get yourself to a point where you're comfortable with one or two, 3, 4 different forms of the scale, and work on combining your melodic thoughts between the different variations of the scale. That's going to open up a lot of different avenues and doors and such things on the fingerboard. You won't be pigeonholed to just one place of playing a scale. Just really quick, if I take Phrygian right here, I'm sorry. When I end up down here, it's only because I have this version of the scale and this one well under my fingers, so I can just kind of, in a reasonably graceful way, get from one to the other, right? So it's all about the grace, isn't it? Mindfulness. It's kind of hard to portray that to your audience if there's a lack of technical precision, though, right? So keep working on your technique, your fluidity, your picking, but don't lose sight of the knowledge that's necessary to know what scale's happening over which chord in the harmony. Get back to me, cats. Get back to me with any questions. Send me an email. Drop me a line. Drop me a line, or send me a postcard.